Hey guys, so for this website, or for this example, I'm going to use this website that's a client's website. And now keep in mind this is just a temporary domain. I'm going to change that to his real website, or I mean his real domain once I finish it. But basically, I want to show you quickly how to optimize the on-page SEO. There's a few things that we need to look at, but the first things first, you need this plugin. If you're using Chrome, this is probably one of my favorite plugins. It's called Detailed, and you can just type in Detailed Chrome plugin and you'll find it. So the first things first, we look at the title. So as you can see here right now, it says air conditioning repair Phoenix, air conditioning, heating, and plumbing service in Phoenix. So I need to optimize that. First of all, it's way too long. It even tells you like an X. And then if you scroll over here, it says 65 characters is the max the title should have. So now I know that even though here it's the H1, I need to fix the title tag. So anyway, that's just in the back of my mind for right now. Second, meta description. When you're typing in something on Google and you find pages, you see how there's text under the title that says like, for example, this one, air conditioning in Phoenix, serving our clients, whatever. Well, here there's no meta description, so I need to add that. So it just gives me a quick overview and visual of what I'm missing. You can ignore these, but word count, you should always have over 1,000. So as you can see here, 1H1, H2s, H3s, so that's really good. Now I'm going to look at, you click on, so this is overview, you click on headings, and then you can look at the H1s. Remember, the H1 should always be at the top, and it should only be one H1. And then you should have a lot of H2 supporting that H1. And then if you want to go the extra step, you can have H3 supporting the H2s. So in this example, one H1, a bunch of H2s, and then some H2s have H3s, and it goes more into details. So I'll show you how it looks like. So this is an H2, 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 H3, because it's talking about this H2, H3, H2, H3. So you get the point. It's pretty basic, but it helps a lot. And I'll give you examples of why it helps, or previews of why it helps. And then, but first of all, let's focus on this page. So anyway, I know that the headings are good. Now I got to look at the title I need to fix and the meta description. So just so you know, for the text, or the text overall, what I did is I found this out on Elementor. So I use Elementor to edit this page because I built it on WordPress. And one of the things I noticed that if you edit directly on Elementor, you can just copy and paste text. And this makes it so much easier because, so say you come up with all the context that you want on your page. And this page is specifically about air conditioning. So then you type it in here. So in this case, all the text is here is normal text, and then you edit the text one by one. So this is a header tag, so then you choose header 2 or header 1, or header 3. So I did that, header 2, header 3, and so now it's very organized, and that reflects here on headers. Not right now because I'm editing. Let me see. Let me go back to the normal page. One second. So right here, as you can see, the headers are really good. That's perfect. That's what we want to see. Now I gotta edit the title and the description. So now what I do is I click on, I could do edit with Elementor, I think. Yeah, because Elementor has the Yoast. So you click on the bottom left, you see settings. This is if you're using Yoast. Also, I noticed that there's no image, so I'm gonna go ahead and add the logo. Perfect. Okay, so now we go to Yoast. Now keep in mind, at first you gotta play around with it, but back to Yoast. Okay, so first thing is, this is one of the main services that the client provides. So I want to make sure that Google understands that it's a cornerstone content. What that basically means is that it's one of the most important pages on the website. So obviously this is a very important page. So what I want to do is you want to go on Cornerstone and click on. I already did this, but just so you know. And then search appearance, this is where we edit the title. So here I'm gonna, let me see, air conditioning repair. That should be good. Air conditioning repair. And then a little trick that I do is I go on Google character counter just to make sure that it's under 65. And for this example, air conditioning repair Phoenix, air conditioning repair service company in Phoenix. So that's 50 words, so that's really good. El Valle Pros. So I went over. So maybe, let's see. I went over the character count. It should be 65. So let me see if I can edit this quickly. Air conditioning repair. I'm going to put air conditioning AC service company in Phoenix. Maybe I can do this. So I changed this and that made it 65. Good enough. So now what I do here is I just delete everything because Yoast has the title, the page, the separator, whatever. It's too much. So I keep it under 65. Air conditioning repair service company in Phoenix, El Valle Pros. That's the name of the company. Perfect. So for the slug, air conditioning service, that's fine. And then now we have to create a meta description. So the meta description, if you don't know how many characters it should have, you can always go back to that plugin. Let me show you. You go back to that plugin, which is detailed. You go on the headings, or I'm sorry, on the overview. Meta description 155 is the max characters that it should have. So now, just to give you a quick idea. So now you can use ChatGPT or Gemini. I would recommend Gemini. I've seen that it's a little bit more efficient when it comes to SEO stuff, and it's obviously Google. So Gemini is pretty good. So then you can tell it based on this exact page, give it the URL, what should be my meta description, optimize it for SEO, something like that. And then it gives you the meta description. You copy and paste here, and then return to page. Make sure you click update, otherwise it's not going to save it. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of the detail. Make sure that the title was changed. So I go back here. Yep. So now the title is green. Now all I'm missing is the meta description. So I'm not going to do it right now, but I just want to give you guys a quick rundown. I'm about to do it, but I got to work on other things right now. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of what you need to optimize on your page. And you know what? Bonus content. Let's look at this. Let's see who's ranking right now for this keyword. So Parker & Sons, I've seen that one. These are paid. This one, business. Okay, so I've seen this one too. So let's go ahead and find one of the most relevant ones. Let's see. This one and this one. They're everywhere. So now let's look at I can't pronounce that. Goetel. I don't know. And Parker & Sons. So this specific page is about air conditioning. So as you can see, they have a good title, good meta description, good headers. So whoever's doing their SEO obviously knows what they're doing. It's a good job on their part. And now let's look at this one. Obviously they're talking about air conditioning, I think. I think it's everything. So let's go air conditioning repair. Title could be optimized. It's too short. It doesn't even include their company name, which it's good to have, or their location. So, and then their H1s and H2s, they're okay. They can get by with it, obviously, because they're so big and they probably have so much traffic that it doesn't even really matter, but it does matter because then people like me that know SEO can help my own clients outrank these people just because they have the wrong title or not the best optimized title and then not the best optimized headers. So those are really important things. And guys, I want to just stress this. A lot of times web designers are not SEO people. So you could tell here that the web design is really beautiful. But the problem is, I mean, I would even say this one it looks nicer than the one I created. But it looks way nicer. But we're talking about SEO, and in terms of SEO, I'm looking at the titles and the meta descriptions. And just so you know, I used a quick theme to build this website, and I'll go into details of how you can do that later. But just so you know, this is what you want to do when you're looking at on-page SEO. You want to make sure that the titles are optimized, the meta description is optimized, it's marked as a cornerstone content if it needs to, if it's something important. In this case, it is. The word count is at least 1,000, and the headers have one H1, multiple H2s, and if you want to go the extra step, you can add H3s and go more into detail about each H2. Now, another thing to note here is, since it is a cornerstone content, something very, very important to do is make sure that you create internal links. What that means, and I haven't done this yet, what that means is basically when I'm talking about, let me open up this blog. I know I added one. Essential Guide to Air Conditioning Repair in Phoenix. So internal linking means creating blogs. So in this case, I'm creating content, and I haven't optimized this blog, but you can see the headers are good. So then you're talking about air conditioning repair in Phoenix. So what you want to do is you copy this website URL, and then you link it with something that has to do with air conditioning repair. So basically anything on this page. So then what I want to do here, this is called internal linking. You want to make sure you always internal link. The reason why is, think about Google's bots, and not just Google's bots, but like think about Google when they're crawling your website. They're looking for all the headers, they're looking for all the content, the alt text images, and all those stuff. So what you want to make sure is that when they go on your website, they don't just come in and out quick. They go in, and when they're scanning the whole content, they end up going to other pages within your website. And this way, it's easier to find, but also it tells them that you know what you're doing, and you're creating internal links, which is something huge that they like seeing. So, for example, in this case, what I want to do is, let me see, your expert guide to AC care. So maybe for this one, because it's perfect, I'll just link it. And now that's called an internal link. I added an internal link just by adding the URL of a blog that I created on here. And then I should do that vice versa. So I added it on the page, now I should do it on the blog. So right now, if you click on here, it'll take you to the blog, and the blog talks about the essential guide to conditioning repair in Phoenix. And the page is about air conditioning repair in Phoenix. So it's perfect. It basically, it reinforces the website, and it shows Google and other search engines that you know what you're talking about, that you actually have extensive content. And so internal links are great to have. You can also have external links if you want to talk about like studies. For example, I think there's a fun fact. Maybe that's in the blog. Maybe it's here. But you should have internal links and external links on every single page, whether it's a blog or a page. You always want to aim for at least two of each. Actually, I would say 3 internal links, which means like you link to other pages or blogs within your website. So every page, no matter if it's a blog or a page, should have internal links. And then yeah, so I would recommend that. And then Google knows this is a cornerstone content now because I marked it. And now what I have to do is all the blogs that talk about AC or air conditioning, I want to make sure that I add here. So I'm going to have to edit this. This is obviously dummy content, but I'll add blogs specifically about air conditioning in this page. And then I'll try and add more things like images. And then if you do add images, you always want to make sure that you alt text the image. What that means is you tell Google what the image is about. Because think of Google as like a blind person, and they're looking at your website. You want to be able to guide them. So if you have an image here, for example, this image, and I have the alt text saying like air conditioning repair in Phoenix, now they know that this image is about that. And so that helps a lot with SEO. So you always want to make sure you add alt text to all your images, and that you have extensive content on each page, 1,000 words at least. But yeah, that's all SEO stuff. On page SEO.